this morning, right now it's about 12 something, I had a heck of a morning. I finished, I'm taking my bike apart. I finished, it's a long saga of what happened today. In all honesty, I'm happy with the results. Today I had my qualifying flying 200 that put me in the tournament for the sprint tournament. My performance, the thing is about the flying 200 is a lot of times, especially if you don't do it very much, like I don't, perception doesn't match reality, and I thought I did horribly, but all things considered, I actually did about where I should have finished. And I raced, that qualified me in the tournament, and the funny thing is it qualified me. I qualified 12th, and I was put up against the 5th seed, given the opposite ends of the bracket. The top 16 advance into the tourney. And as luck would have it, I had to race Charles Moore for to advance, and it's a one-and-done type deal. So it was very important that whoever wins has to win the first round, otherwise you're done. And it was a great chance to have a rematch for the U.S. Masters National Championship. And as much as I wanted to win, Charles beat me, and it was a good race. Tactically, I was happy with what I did. Could have moved a little bit more, but I had a plan, and I executed it. Well, yeah, I had a plan, and I executed the way I wanted to execute it. And so it worked out good. Charles advances, which is as it should be. And I am right now getting my stuff actually ready. I don't race again until Monday night, and today, right now, is 12 o'clock on Saturday. I don't race until Monday night, but I'm going to get my bike ready for Monday night. That way, I don't have to deal with any stress leading up to Monday, and I can enjoy the next day and a half and just kind of chill. It's the professional way of doing things. And to that, this is how my morning went, and I don't know why I'm cricking my neck. I'm just trying to be efficient here with my time. So this morning, I came here, and since I specifically signed up for accommodations so that through the organizers of the race, so that it would be a turnkey experience for me, where I didn't have to sort out my transportation and all that other stuff to and from Paris to get here. But as things worked out, then the hotel accommodations are worked out, but the transportation was not. And it's the transportation that was the biggest part. The hotel accommodations, anyone can go on Expedia and get a hotel room, right? It's the logistics of travel in a foreign country, in a town you're not used to, and knowing the ins and outs, and it's that I thought was worth it. Well, all of that transportation fell through, and which was incredibly disappointing. And having a lot of ands. The problem is trying to get from Paris to Roubaix is not easy, and especially if you don't speak French and you've never taken mass transit or tried to get an Uber or a car to drive you 2.5, 3 hours away, which is not cheap, because someone's going to have to drive 2.5 hours away and come back without a fare, generally speaking. That was my Thursday morning with no sleep on the plane, trying to navigate that. And as luck would have it, I navigated that no problem, which shocked me. And the lesson there was learning not to. Hey, Clement?
Yep.
How'd you do? Did you advance? Okay, that was cool. And this is the power of social media. That was Clement, my friend, my Frenchman friend, whom I've never met, but I enjoy communicating with him via the internet through Instagram. And what I was telling Clement is the beautiful thing of not. What I try to do is have the persona, my online persona, match my real life persona. It's because, quite frankly, it's too hard to not have that. Because and Clement finally got to meet me in person, and I mentioned it to him. What I would like to do is I hope he thinks that the Will that he's met online is exactly the same one as the one he just met a minute ago, and the Clement that I've known, is the same person. But yeah, so it's great to catch up with him. He's got to go help one of his countrymen in a pursuit. And hey, Bill.
Did you just get these?
Did I just? Okay, sorry about that. As I was saying, I try to make it in a perfect world where my online persona is the same as my in-person persona, and I think I managed to do that. So the person you're meeting right now, talking to the camera, is the person that exists in the real world. That said, what I was saying to Clement, and what I love about Masters track cycling is building a community, and we're all the same age. We all have the same issues, jobs, home life, and then trying to train for this, and then trying to travel for this. And I think it's a beautiful community, and this is why I love it so much. And this is what I want. This is what I want to foster, and it's not a bunch of bullshit. So if you watch any of my videos, this is what I'm trying to do. And build a community and keep everyone coming back for more, because we need more riders to do this. And so I'll talk more about my morning in a minute once I get the bike disassembled more. And part of that community, one of the things I want to do is go and talk to people, since now I have the next 36 hours off. And that's the great thing of coming here, is being able to see people I haven't seen in a long time, or in a long time, at least a year, or never met before. I got to meet my friend Jean-Luc, who follows me on Instagram and is an amazing racer, and I'm not looking forward to him aging up, because he's 49 next year. But yeah, so that's the cool thing about what I do. But I'll talk about my crazy stressful morning in a minute. And the big thing is of this whole week is managing your stress. And it's not easy to do, because this is a big ass deal. You know, traveling all over the country, all over the world to race your bicycle, and you need to treat it with the respect that it deserves. And I'm trying to do that. My wife is coming, Betsy is coming Monday night to watch me race this bike one more time. Well, not one, two more times. And you gotta be professional about things. That said, I'm probably just gonna hang out. It's 1:30 now. The racing resumes for the guys that advanced in the sprint tournament, my friends, and I'm probably just gonna hang out and watch, or run out and get some lunch and then come back and watch. We'll see. The main thing is to say hi to people and that I haven't seen. But man, the community here is awesome. There's a few outliers, very, very few outliers, but it's awesome. And this is what I want to foster. I just saw something really gross and weird. No, it's a banana. So I'm going to be rude and eat because I need to refuel, because I need to get some lunch in me. But hang on a second. Yeah, anyway. So this morning, I was told by my American friends who had a mishap with the officials and registration that they were told that if you didn't pick up your race packet this last night, you were not going to be able to race this morning. And I was racing this morning. So I was incredibly stressed. I was on time, and they didn't open the doors here until late, which upset me. Because yesterday, to my screw up, I didn't get here early enough, and it took me a lot longer to assemble my bike than I had hoped. But today, I wanted to remedy that and be a good boy and not be that guy. But turns out you are not. There's a massive language barrier here. And they weren't, I don't want to say polite, but they weren't very tolerant from what everyone was telling me as far as being helpful to help people race, because that's the whole reason why we're here. And keep in mind, I don't want to knock on the race, but if you want to, the whole point here is try to build a community, and we're just here to have fun and try to win world championships. But more importantly, if you want people to come back, you need to make it so they want to come back, and not make it this adversarial relationship, which is not what you want in building a community. Anyway, it worked out in the end, and they did have a after hearing all the nightmares of yesterday, people trying to get registered, and that didn't go smoothly. I was braced for them to be competitive this morning, but as I was told to go ahead and get your bike ready to race, even though you technically don't have a number, which you cannot race without, and when your bike is ready and all set, you're ready to race, come on up and we'll get you your race number. And so that's what I did. I trusted fate. I had faith in the system. Because I really had no choice, right? Because if I wanted to pull the whole angry, petulant, older guy card, I could have, but that's not going to help anything, and that's not going to help foster a community. So I didn't, and I was helping my Japanese friends, who, my friend Ryuji and his partner, she is the only one that speaks English out of the bunch, and lovely people. But I was trying to help her close the language barrier through English to the French. Not that I could help. And so that was tough. And so that's another layer. And it's like, it's a world championship, so you're going to have people that don't speak the native language. And I'm not going to say that English should be the default language between countries, but it is between English and Spanish. Somewhere between there, we should use that as a common language and try to meet somewhere in the middle. But that said, anyway, I got the trusted system, got the bike ready, got it ready to be warmed up, and went ahead and got my number, and it was smooth sailing. The official who was doing the registration, she was lovely. Had all my documents ready. It turns out it didn't need as many documents as I thought, but I was ready, and so that worked out great. And I had 5 minutes to warm up on the bike, and my plan was to get on the track literally at 9 o'clock, because that was the first time I was allowed to. And I did exactly that, and after that I was zen, because everything that, instead of freaking out, I just trusted the system. Oh, there he goes. Hang on a second. And I'm back. I trusted the system, was ready to race. Ideally I would have liked to have more time on the track, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not a match sprint specialist. But so that was my morning. And then here's the thing: it's just trying to be professional about stuff like this and being on time. And, this is the thing: the first event was not my A event, and that worked out great because I got all the race jitters out of the way. Match sprinting is stressful. And I'm glad it's not my A event. My A event was not my first event, because I get to have my race jitters taken care of, and now I've got that all done, and it works out that way. in the U.S., my 500 meter, which is my A race, tends to be my first race, which is fine. Because in the match sprint is my more stressful race in the U.S. because I just have this expectation of doing well in that, and so that it works out great for me. And you know, the 500 meter is something I train for all the time, and to be able to get that over with on a national level, it just makes me feel better. And if they change it down the road, it's fine. But you know, I've gotten enough experience now racing that with 4 wins under my belt that it's fine if they ever change the schedule. But also, I like the fact of doing this. I don't have tired legs going into the 500. I'm a decent match sprinter, but internationally I'm not, and I know that. I'm not going to pretend that I ever will be. But yeah, so I'm just going to get some more stuff ready, and I'll check back in a second. Okay, so I took a trip up to the spectator area since I'm done racing, and the view is spectacular up here. One of the things about being in a velodrome, indoor velodrome, is the warmer it is and the more humid it is, that's actually faster. So it's ungodly uncomfortable for spectators when you're in the stands, especially where I'm at, which is technically the highest part. It's actually not too bad. But that's it. And that's just, hopefully I can capture like how awesome that is, especially since I've been down there looking up here. Honestly, I haven't been looking up that much because I've been so preoccupied with just getting my stressful stuff over. That's actually a really cool shot. No, this is a beautiful facility. What I was thinking about the other night about the track is what I love about it, and this is the thing about racing indoors, is lighting is very, very, very difficult, and it's freaky when all you do is race outdoors because you're used to natural light, duh. And when you come inside and there's nothing but solid walls all the way around and all artificial light, and you're not used to it, it feels claustrophobic. It feels just freaky because there's like this disconnect between, you know, the stuff I do. I'm hitting over 40 miles per hour flying down that stretch, and it's freaky. Or where am I stretching? Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm totally disoriented. Speaking of which, I'm flying 40 miles per hour, hitting that turn at 40 miles per hour, and ideally a little bit faster. Oh, they got a DJ now too. That's actually kind of cool. I don't know if you can see her over there. And they got lights too, and they got a cameraman. Sorry, ADHD. But that said, what I love about this track is the lighting. It is phenomenal. You feel like you're riding outside, and it is just so awesome. And that's my favorite thing of the track. That said, what I've discovered as far as racing on it today is, and this is a good illustration, is you come, I'm all disoriented because I'm looking at the camera. You come flying down here off, and you're flying 200 and hit high speed, max speed right about here. No, sorry, right about there where the 200 meter measurement line is, and try to maintain that speed all the way around. The tough part here was the tights. The turns are very, for a layperson, this is going to sound silly, the turns are very tightly together. So what happens is when you're traveling at that kind of speed, it's very difficult to control the bike. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a blue band, which is technically we're not supposed to race on. It's very slippery. And then there's a black line, which is the sprinter's lane, sprinter's line, and there's the red line, which is the sprinter's lane. So you need to stay, ideally, in between the black and the red. And coming out of the turns here, it naturally wants, because of the centrifugal force and the speed you're traveling at, makes you want to come out of the sprinter's lane. And I'm not going that fast. And the thing is as long as you maintain speed and power, even if you're out of the sprinter's lane, it's fine. What's not good is coming out of the lane and also not maintaining speed and power because you're freaking out because you're not in the lane. So it's like take take the lesser of two evils and take the steady power and just be on the track wherever you are. So today I found out how hard it is to maintain that line. I came out of the lane, but I didn't freak out, and I kept the power on. It wasn't the max power that I wanted, the max speed that I wanted, but I think more importantly, I maintained the power all the way through. So that's a good takeaway here. Perception doesn't match reality when you do something that's such a technical-driven event, the flying 200, and the sprint is a lot less technical, but there's strategy involved, and that's all new. That's all a whole different ballgame. But I just wanted to show the track to you, and hopefully you can absorb it. Right now we are in between sessions. The morning session ended at about 2 o'clock, 2:15, and now you have an open track, so you're allowed to get on the track if you purchase a pass, I think about 3 o'clock until 4, and racing resumes around 4 o'clock. And the matches of the quarter-final matches for my race start at 4 o'clock, and then they have time trials. And so my mates will be racing the best 2 out of 3 for that. And the guys that advance out of that tournament, the rest of the tournament tonight, coming back tomorrow to race the semifinal and the final. So the match sprint tournament at the international level is 2 days, and pretty much all my friends are in the quarterfinals next and throughout, and we'll be in the finals. So it's fun. I'll come back and cheer them on tomorrow. Maybe I'll go get something to eat. But yeah, this is what the track is like, and Stav Velodrome. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track. I mean, again, the lighting, and the fact they have skylights too. I mean, this is a luxury. It seems silly in my country, which is a very wealthy country, that doesn't have something like this. Even if it was claustrophobic, totally artificial light one, but the French truly did an amazing job with this track. I mean, the natural lighting makes a huge difference. And like I said, it is freaky when you do a flying effort for the first time with artificial light, and it just screws up your timing because your eyes haven't adjusted to it. And a lot of times, actually to save costs, they don't turn the lights on full for training sessions. And when they go full on, it usually takes a few minutes for them the sodium halide lights to heat up. Today I noticed when they flipped the light switch on, it was bright, super, super bright. It helped with the skylights. It's beautiful weather out now. I really should go out and get some vitamin D and get something to eat. But yeah, this is probably a perfect time to be in the velodrome to show this, because the weather is great outside. It's sunny. It's super bright in here, and I look forward to looking at this footage because it's again, it's been a stressful 24 hours, or maybe even 48, whatever it's been. And to be able to kind of like relax, it's great. Got to catch up with a lot of my friends. Thanks for watching.
Come on.